Can you invite everyone into the in the waiting room in then?
As soon as it's live, I'll do that. Yep.
Cool. My end, it looks like it's saying live on Facebook already.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody in.
Just you could say start once everyone's in.
Everyone's in.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Korin with Classic Realty, and welcome to the open house on Bent Branch Court in Falls Church. And we're just going to allow a moment here to let people log in. It's a beautiful day. And for those that have not caught the vibe yet, I know some of you have already been through the house. You're coming through. It's been a lot of interest in this home. Sellers have put a lot of love into it. You know, they've been in here we've had contractors in here for weeks, buzzing away, just preparing to get it ready for the next homeowner. It looks amazing. And, so just like when you get to the opera, we take a few minutes, we let everyone take their seats. That's all we're doing right now. And I want to let everyone know I'm here in the field as we're going to call me the host, but the real host is my assistant, Kyla, and she is at a desktop computer. If you have questions, please type them into the chat. And if I don't see those questions, Kyla will be sure to get those answered for you. So we're going to try and make this as interactive and as interesting as possible. I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn my camera around here and we'll start taking a look at the community. Okay, so this house is inside of a cul-de-sac, beautiful cul-de-sac. We've had a lot of sales in here last few months, all of them above this price point. Please note all of the facades of these homes are flat. Come up to our house in just a minute here, you're going to see a large country front porch on front, and it's actually a functional one. Sometimes it's just cosmetic, certainly enough to do breakfast on or a morning cup of tea with half a dozen or more people. This is the first time this house has been in the market in 40 years. Homeowners have been here, raised their kids, and they've loved it. And it's a bittersweet moment right now. But again, they've put a lot of love to make sure that the home's looking good for the next homeowner. So we have a 2-car garage. We have a concrete driveway. And, these concrete driveways are going to tend to last longer than your asphalt. And we also have this landscaped, just ornamental path heading up. The seller is a master gardener. So, unfortunately, I wish we were on the market about 4 to 6 weeks earlier. This garden is popping with life and with flowers. We saw some hydrangeas in bloom. I see some roses coming out, the tail end of the azaleas, but everything looks really, really good. And a little bit of the format, by the way, and how we're going to do this. I'm first going to walk through the house, and I'm going to do a silent tour, meaning it's just going to be myself as the guide. Once that's done, depending on how time is, what we're going to do is once more, we're going to do it again. It's going to be more interactive. I want to let you all know you can ask me questions, tell me to go back to the garage, open a certain kitchen cabinet, turn on the master walk-in closet light, just things like that. I want to let you, we're going to try and be as interactive as possible to keep this as interesting as possible for you. So let's start heading up. Grassy, sunny front yard. And there's an amazing wooded backyard, just full of trails and paths. There's a large 2-person hammock permanently mounted in the backyard. There's what we call a garden shed back there, or garden house. It's a shed that really looks like a small house, and it's just an adorable place. It's a fully fenced in backyard, and the backyard does have a fence to it, and you can cut through the fence, and you are literally tops 5 to 6 minute walk to the farthest swimming pool, which you could join. It's either Straw Sleepy Hollow Recreation Association, or it is Bath and Racket. Both of those are on Sleepy Hollow Road. So you could take a look again, really large covered porch and a real quiet cul-de-sac. Just an amazingly beautiful neighborhood. All these streets right around here, just pride of ownership, every single house. Okay, just the format once more. My assistant, Kyla, is at a desktop computer. If you have questions, please type them into the chat. She'll try and get those answered for you as we go through. The first time we walk through is going to be a silent tour, and the second time we're going to encourage everyone to ask questions and direct me where you would like to go throughout the house, and it'll be your tour. Okay, so we have a large coat closet right at the front door. I always like to point that out because, believe it or not, a lot of homes don't have coat closets. Now, one of the things I like about this is a split level, but I would actually just forget about those words. This is not your traditional split level. It's not the even number of steps. And we have 2 walkways. You can enter the recreation room this way, or there's a second set of stairs there. So it's not your traditional split. This really just has amazing flow. Now, just in the last few weeks, so again, spring 2020, this house head to toe interior has been painted. So the ceiling's been painted. They did use a gun, so it's a really nice, beautiful, even paint. This house, as you're going to notice, has a ton of molding in it. All of the molding was hand painted. I know this window, the trim in here was painted, the baseboards as well. Every bit of hardwood floor in the house was recently sanded to raw wood, and this is all recently treated. Carpet is new as well. We did not redo the hardwood floors in the Florida room there because those are newer. And what you're going to notice, the color, this is Sherwin-Williams paint. It's all top of the line, expensive stuff. This is called agreeable gray. It's a flat. And what we decided to do with this trim here, this is a semi-gloss, which we feel looks really nice to frame in this fireplace here. And so my assistant may be calling me occasionally just to let me know I should maybe change the settings to make this a little better for you. So pardon any interruptions. Okay, so now we're here in the dining room. Light fixtures, where applicable, have been replaced in the house. Where they have not, for example, in the foyer, sellers had that light fixture for 40 years and just loved it. And just, I get it. When you're in a house so long and you get accustomed to things, it's hard to see that change. Look at this addition here. This is absolutely amazing. I'm going to focus on those floors for a moment here. I used to work for a landscape lighting company 20 years ago, and something nice with light is you don't ever want just a hot spot of light. What you want to always create is a mosaic of light and shadows, and they nailed it right here. Again, the master gardener, so we have tons of ideas. There's a whole house generator outside, and I don't believe we put that in the marketing, so I'm mentioning that again. There's a whole house generator, sliding glass door to get out. It's absolutely stunning home. It's a mini split system to keep you hot or cold. These mirrors will convey, these bar stools are going to convey. This is the first patio back here. We are going to take a look outside. Bay window. Get all new paint, new floors, new lights. I mentioned we have 2 stairwells down to the rec room. So here's the second. In the kitchen, we have exposed beams. In recessed, I believe those are LED lights. Those light bulbs were just replaced last week. The appliances are newer. If you look inside the multiple listing service, you can find the dates of the appliances, but those are all newer.
Hey, Mike, can I interrupt you real quick?
Please do.
Hey, so just a reminder to everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I can answer them there. And just a heads up that there are a couple of spots in the house, particularly when you went out into that sunroom, and then potentially when we go into the lower levels, that the service just is a little more iffy there. So I think we'll just stick with us. We'll do our best, but it does slow down a little bit down there.
Thanks. And I believe since Kyla is a host, everyone heard that, but just in case, please remember we have my host, my assistant, Kyla. Please type in any questions or comments inside the chat. We'll get those answered. As I enter the basement, cell service is going to get spotty. So I'm either going to move really fast or really slow down there, depending on how service is today. This was all recently painted again, just stunning. And for those that are coming on late, I'm first doing the walkthrough tour myself as the host, pointing out features. And the second time we do it, we're going to let everyone direct me. Where would you like me to go? Which cabinets do you want me to open? And let's make this as interactive and as fun as possible for this carpet was just replaced in the last week or two. Again, all paint, all trim, light bulbs are new, light fixture is newer. Sliding door, this is patio number 2. And we are going to go, but I will go ahead and just point out, you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's the garden house back over there. Okay, so this is a gas stove. When the home was originally built, it was wood burning. So what you end up having are, these were all just wood boxes, but just neat little cute built-in cabinets. Those were also painted last couple of weeks. The mantle has been painted. Stained glass windows built in on either side of this door. And at either side of the walkway to the stairs leading to the rec room right by the front door. Recessed lighting already in place. Okay, now here downstairs we have a home office. You can notice built-in bookshelves here. And there is a closet. So if somebody wanted to, I guess they could squeeze in and make this a bedroom or a makeshift bedroom, but it has been used as an office. Walk through to the 2-car garage with the electric garage door opener. You know, this little work table is going to convey, there's a vise there, conveniences, hooks to hang bicycles on and tools. The sellers have already packed up and left, so they're going to be leaving this ladder here, tables, and this refrigerator. The home, again, it's very well thought through. So what you have here is you could take your trash out in the evening, but notice if I back up, you're actually going to be covered, so you're not going to get wet. Let's say you want to pull out some work tables here and do some sanding or, you know, whatever, tune up a bike and it's drizzling out, you're not going to get wet. And it's also nice, just you don't have to look at the trash cans the way this is all framed in. Okay, so as we go through, if you have questions, please type them in the chat. My assistant Kyla is at a desktop computer. She can get those questions answered for you on the fly. We're doing the first walkthrough. I am self-guiding. The next one, we're going to be interactive, so everyone can ask questions and direct me to the things they would like to see. Okay, so we are in the lower level bedroom. It's going to have 2 closets. This is more of like a makeshift storage room type closet area, but that is going to be really convenient. Here's the prop closet for the bedroom. Again, all new paint, carpet. And we do have a full bath downstairs. Gorgeous pedestal sink, crown molding in here, and molding's all been painted. And oftentimes you're going to be using this as your bathroom for guests. So you can, quote unquote, tuck away that shower. Makes it feel like a powder room, but if you have a guest staying in town or you use that downstairs as a bedroom, we do have a shower right here. That LED light was recently replaced in the last week or two. 2 small storage closets. Okay, I'm going to head into the basement. My assistant Kyla is going to chime in and direct us. If we lose service, if things look good, I'll continue a tour. If it's all just fading, we're just going to skip the basement. It is what it is. Okay, so this, again, new paint, all looks good. We left the existing floor because I think most people want to have a room. They can get a little bit dirty and kind of bang around and put toys, tons of built-in bookshelves. There is a utility sink. I cannot emphasize enough. I've been a full-time realtor since 2002. If you can find a house with a utility sink, get it. Washing off paintbrushes, you know, boots after, you know, a rainy hike in the mountains, or in the nearby trails. We are just surrounded by trails in this neighborhood. You're about a 5-minute walk from miles and miles of trail along Holmes Run. This workbench will convey just convenient little shelving in here. Some little cabinets been put down here, which I think everyone appreciates for storage. Water heater, furnace, those items, they have been replaced. They're not newer, they're not older, but everything's good. Nothing here is 20, 30 years old. To my understanding, the electric panel was also replaced only about 5 years ago. And I cannot tell how the service is here. It's normally not good, so I'm going to go ahead and move upstairs. Please note, we do have recessed lighting here in the basement. Built-in bookshelves. Oh, and I misspoke earlier, but by this door right here, we have more stained glass matching with what is upstairs. That is a gas fireplace, by the way, straight ahead of me. So to help everyone get oriented, we just did a circle using both the stairwells. There's the front door.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Quick question. Sorry, there's a question. Is there natural light in the laundry room, or is the window below grade? And I believe
it's a great question.
Below grade, but I wasn't 100%, so I wanted to check.
Let's take a quick peek. I think that there is a window, but I'm not sure how much light's coming through it. So it is sunk into a window well, and it is covered. So when we go outside, there is no natural light coming there. I can't remember what exactly is there, but let's just, maybe I can just take a peek real quick. It is covered. And I actually think it may have been covered when this addition here was built. We'll take a closer look when we go outside. When Kyla speaks, I'm curious if the guests can hear it. If you can, just someone throw a thumbs up or type yes inside the chat. That would be helpful. Great. Thanks, Rachel. Okay, coming up the steps here. Beautiful, beautiful molding. And we went back and forth with the decision should the molding be individually be painted, and we came to the decision, and it was the right one based on our interior designer stager's advice. So this is the flat Sherwin-Williams agreeable gray. And then this bottom half is a semi-gloss. It really pops. And it's also just really practical. The semi-gloss is easier to clean. So this lower half is likely to get bumped into. Skylight. This is the master bath, which does have obviously a door to the hallway. There's also a second hallway, a second bathroom in this hallway we'll take a look at. Okay, here's the first upstairs bedroom. Has a large closet. And this is absolutely, it's very unique, it's very convenient, and I think everyone is going to love it. It's not very non-traditional attic. I only have 2 steps coming up to this walk-in floored attic with just an incredible amount of practical storage. Yeah, I've been doing this full-time for 18 years, and I have never found a buyer that says they would like less storage.
Hey, Mike, we have another question that
Sure thing.
I think you can answer better. It's if the master bath grout and accent color is blue or gray.
Can you please repeat the question?
If the master bath grout and accent color is blue or gray.
Gray.
So the grout is gray. By accent color, okay.
And then this tile is, I'm not sure to call it a navy blue, but that's what's coming to me the closest is a navy blue.
Okay.
Again, just beautiful doors. Where do you see doors like that? You know, most folks, when they do a house, they're throwing in those semi-plastic, and I like them too, but those semi-plastic 6-panel doors, this is the real deal old school craftsmanship. Very practical linen closet. And here is the second hall bath. So the master is only going to be used as overflow. And if you're looking in the MLS, we have all the dimensions. We even have the floor plan of the property available. You should be able to find that. These are very large bedrooms. Two closets inside this bedroom. And they do connect with this nice shelf and another rod underneath. Just really well thought through home, very practical. Here is the master bedroom. Fresh coat of paint. Now this entire upstairs, all of these floors have been covered by carpet for the last 40 years. So they saw sunlight for the first time in 40 years, to my knowledge. 2 weeks ago, we had them all ripped up. Everything was sanded to bare wood. It just redone. There's the garden house. We'll head out to the backyard now. So this is going to be the real entrance to the master. I do like the way the toilet is offset with the pedestal sink here. You have a little bit of privacy. So it is going to be a dual vanity here. You can sit down in the shower if you like. And this is a soak tub with jets. And the skylight. Okay, we'll go ahead and head downstairs. I think one of the things you're going to love about this home is how bright it is. I turned the lights on because I'm a realtor and I'm trained to. But if you can't get a sense of it, if all these lights were off, we'd probably have just plenty of light in here. Okay, so my assistant Kyle worked on this thread. She's at a desktop. Feel free to type in questions in the chat. She'll get those answered for you. This is the first tour of the house. We're doing it silently, where I am the guide. And the second time, you can chat away with your questions and kind of direct me what you would want to look at, and you'll be the guide. Okay, so we have more grass back here.
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to cut in real quick and just let people know if they didn't see it in the chat. I just uploaded the floor plan to the chat here, just, you know, for convenience.
That's excellent. Thank you, Kyla. Okay, so again, it's a fully fenced in yard. The seller is a master gardener. So this neighborhood really pops. There's motion sensor lights right there. And then here's the garden house. This home is really an oasis. It's a retreat. You have grass, you have a cul-de-sac if kids want to go outside and play. But you also just have tons of quiet nature and trees and cool breezes. This wheelbarrow is going to convey. It's really solid in here. This is large. And we have 2 windows in here to let in natural light. I mean, that is the size of a small bedroom. To put in perspective, I know cameras are often difficult to get a perspective. Okay, I think we have 3 or 4 trails here, so I'm just gonna start walking and I'll show you around a little. Okay, if I were to head down, by the way, right across the street there, we start with Holmes Run. I grew up in the area in Falls Church, lived here since 1986, and we have miles and miles and miles of trail there. The bulk of it is it's dirt trail. It's single track, great for walking, for hiking. There's a lot of mountain biking in there. If there's any outdoorsmen and outdoors women, I picked a ton of morel mushrooms back there this spring. Again, master gardener, so we have a compost pit. And they're leaving this firewood shed here and a little bit of firewood. Okay, rather than walking back up, I'm going to take this connector trail. And I am not in the park. I am in the backyard right now. Beautiful tulip poplars back here. Massive. Gotta love Virginia.
Hey, Mike, got a question for you.
Sure thing.
Is the property irrigated, and is there a well, or is it city water for the lawn?
Great question. So it is not irrigated, and almost everything in Falls Church is going to be public water and public sewer. We have very little well and septic around here. This is a old tree house. It's still really sturdy. I actually tried climbing up in it a few weeks ago. It hasn't really been used in a long time, but it's just adorable having it back here. So you can see there's a private gate here. Some flagstones. If I were to walk through this gate, right across the street, is SHRA, Sleepy Hollow Recreation Association, with swimming pools and courts on Sleepy Hollow Road. And right next to that is Bath and Racket Swim Club. Fully fenced in. Let's go ahead and just head on up here. I'll take a different path up just to show you around. And I don't know if it's picking it up or not, but there's just some beautiful stonework in here. Spring has been aggressive with all the rain we've been having, so we need this ivy pulled back, but it is really beautiful back here. I'm going to show you one last path here with the two-person hammock.
Hey, Mike, while you're walking here,
excuse me one moment, please. We have a guest in the house. I'm just going to take a little break. Hi.
Hi, are you Mike?
Yeah, pardon me. We're in a closed virtual tour open house right now. It's not in a public open house. I'm really sorry, but for safety, this is the way we're doing it now. Feel free to call. I'm happy to help you out. Thank you, sir. Sorry about that. Okay, so here is, we are at the flagstone patio. Sorry, there's a question, Kyla, go ahead.
Yeah, so the question is there a fee for the pool and rec center? And does the swim club membership convey with the property?
Great question. No, so this home is not in an HOA. So it is not part of it. You're not forced, only if you want to join. So I don't belong to it. I belonged years ago when I was a kid, and my family belongs to it currently. So I asked my sister, and she said ballpark figures, you know, for a couple with two kids would be about $750 for the entire year. It is optional. You don't have to do that. The sellers are just adorable people. I think that they're over disclosing. I don't think this is a disclosure item, but I believe in sharing everything I know. So they say along that valley from the addition and around the skylights, they said be diligent about cleaning up leaves or they can leak a little. And again, so we're going to go ahead and disclose that. But I mean, the reality is any house, you don't clean the gutters and the skylights, they're pretty much going to leak. So, but anyway, if you all have any questions, we are going to just tell you everything we know. So again, the sellers love this little nook right here just to come in and quietly do a little bit of reading. I'm going to go ahead and circle around. So we are here till 2 o'clock. This is a virtual open house. We're about to finish the first 30 minutes, the first tour, where I was the guide. We're going to start the second tour. We're going to ask folks to bring their questions to be a little bit more interactive. Let me know if there's certain things you want to see or you want me to open. And open cabinets, go to a certain bathroom. We'll do that. And pardon me, I misspoke. This is for the mini split system. This is not a whole house generator. Okay, so we're gonna come around through. As I'm walking through, does anyone have any questions? Beautiful grassy front yard here. Kind of get the best of everything in this house.
Mike, we have a question about the fence.
Sure thing.
Just that you mentioned there was a fence. Is it 4 foot, 6 foot solid, split rail, like just?
It changes all over the place. So I think you could see here, there's I don't even know what you would call it. So I'm not going to pretend like I know. It's split rail down by Sleepy Hollow Road. Then you have this design here. I think what they're probably getting at is, can a dog get through? And I don't think so. So here it's wired, and I believe we have wire down by the road as well. So just take a quick peeky here. Fences have to get mended. That's the nature of a fence. So there may be some little holes here and there, but I believe, your dog is going to be just fine. Okay, so here it's split rail, and it's the same thing. We have that wire in between to keep pets inside. And I can see down by Sleepy Hollow Road, it's the same way. This is a part of the fence. It's a little bit lower, probably about 3 feet with wire. And then over there, it's metal. So it's a little hodgepodge of different styles. Okay, so I'm going to walk back to the bottom of the driveway. For those that are coming on late, this is the virtual open house of Bent Branch. And thank you so much. I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. I've been a full-time agent since 2002. I encourage you, bring as many of your questions as you can. I just did the first 30 minutes of the open house, self-directed. I pointed out the things I would consider to be the highlights, but we don't want you to sit in there zoning out and getting bored. So let's make this as interactive as possible. This next 30 minutes, we're gonna try and keep somewhat of the same flow, but guide me. Let me know, Mike, I want to take another deeper look in that coat closet. Hey, can you turn this sink on? What does this bedroom look like if you turn the lights off? How much natural light is there? So do that. Let's be as interactive as possible. My assistant Kyla is sitting at the office on a desktop right now, so you can type questions into the chat, and she'll either just type right back or she'll jump in and cut in and help to get some questions answered for you. We also have, not everything, but we have a lot of ages of appliances, et cetera. So I'll go ahead and flip the camera around. We are doing round 2 of the open house on Bent Branch in Falls Church. It's first time. It's been in the market for 40 years. Really lovely home, lovely sellers. They're really sad to leave, but they're really happy to be handing this off to the next person or persons to come along. And they put a lot of love the last few weeks to cleaning it up and handing it over. The seller is a master gardener. So you're just gonna have a ton of flowers. This is a cherry tree above me, azaleas, roses, the hydrangeas and blooming. There's some tailwood, dogwoods going over there. Wisteria. Hey, yeah.
Quick question. While you're still outside, there's a question of what the street and neighborhood are like. Are there a lot of children? Just whatever you know about that.
Thank you very much. Now, I cannot speak on familial status. We're not allowed to with our license, but let me tell you a little bit about the community. So if you take a look around, and I assume most of you have a realtor. If not, you're welcome to ping us and we'll be happy to help out. And I believe some neighbors are online here. So neighbors, feel free to chat and describe the community. This community rocks. I live in the next neighborhood over, Lake Barcroft. And these blocks right here, so Bent Branch, Bay Tree, there's been a lot of sales recently. Some of these homes are selling over 900K. Beautiful homes. Take a look at the facades right here. None of them have a country front porch. If you take a look at ours has a very large front porch. You could fit a lot of people, easily a half dozen folks out there. I see a lot of pride of ownership in this community. Houses are clean, they're well maintained, lawns are mowed, professionally landscaped. These are two just extremely clean. Clean is the right word. They're just always very clean streets, clean houses, clean yards. Again, we're going to encourage you this round of the tour to be as interactive. Thank you for that question. Type away and let me know what you'd like to take a look at. So we do have a large 2-car garage. It's a shame those azaleas aren't blooming. They were blooming a couple weeks ago. This is a large mature crepe myrtle right here, which will be coming into bloom here in the next few weeks. So this is a 2-car garage. Sellers are great homeowners. So what they've done is framed in these trash cans here so they're not an eyesore, and just the overall design of the house is just built really well. So you have this overhang here if you want to do workshop projects, take out the trash and it's raining, etc. You're not going to have any issues. By the way, you could easily put in a couple cars in here. You're still going to have room to access this work table, the backup refrigerator, and tools, bikes, etc. in the back. Fully fenced in yard. This interior garage was also just painted in the last few weeks. There is an electric garage door opener, and the ladder, just some tools and conveniences have been left by the seller. Oh, and by the way, it's very hard to move out of a house you've been in 40 years. And these I just cannot emphasize enough. These are 2 real special people putting the house on the market. There's 2 paintings of this home. And as much as they want to take them with them, they believe they needed to be gifts to the new homeowner. So if I forget, someone remind me, Kyla remind me, let's go ahead and show those paintings to whoever the next homeowner of this home is going to be. This is a very large porch. I'll walk down to try and help give a sense of size. Outside of the house, I don't see any cracked vinyl, peeling paint, wood rot. I just don't see anything. Everything's brought together real nicely. We do have some grass here. We have grass in the backyard. We have 2 patios in the backyard and a real quiet cul-de-sac. This is a stone foyer. Go ahead.
We have a question. Is the backyard covered by exterior lighting?
Okay, so there's some landscape lighting in the back. I saw floodlights in the back. There's patio lights. Could someone clarify what do they mean by that? I used to work for a landscape lighting company. I don't think that there's path lights down deep into the woods, and there's no floodlights or anything in the woods to my knowledge. But if you let me know what you mean, let's bring a little clarity.
So if you are out back, is the back of the house covered by light at night?
Thanks for the question. Let's go ahead and just take a look, and I'll show you. We have lots of lights out here. By the way, I want to point this out because it's just adorable. We have a light right there. There's a floodlight right here. There are electric outlets, by the way, on the exterior of the house. And then here's the motion sensor light that I showed earlier. So if we're talking about security and some functional lights, yes, you do have that. Lights tend, and when you're talking in a garden, there's 3 things you're looking for: safety, security, and beauty. And, I'd say in the 20-foot vicinity surrounding the house, yes, you will check those boxes. The garage does have a rear door right here, which is great if you just want to run in and grab a rake or something real quick. Love these skylights. We'll take a look at lights on the other side. And again, we are in round 2 of this virtual open house. We've already done a detailed walkthrough. So this is exactly what we're trying to do. We want you to tell us, what do you want to see? Let's be as interactive as possible. So right now we have a question about exterior lighting. And so there's another motion sensor floodlight. We want to make this as interactive as possible so everyone has a good time today. I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe in these unique times we have.
We have a question. Is there a gas line in the backyard?
There is, I'll get to the question. There's a lamppost, and there's also landscape lighting and path lights going down the path. I have not tested them. anything will work. I don't know. We might need some troubleshooting. If those things, again, I used to work for a landscape lighting company. It's the nature of low voltage landscape lighting. It takes a little tweaking, and you can get it running for sure. Everything is in place. To my knowledge, we don't have a gas line, but I am looking, and the gas grill was right here. And I don't see one. So I think the answer to that question is no. Thanks for the question.
And is there a sprinkler system?
There is no sprinkler system. So we have, again, electric outlets in place outside, GFCI controlled as they are supposed to be. I will continue the tour. Again, we are in round 2. Feel free to bring interruptions. I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. I'm in the field. My assistant Kyla is at a desktop computer. You can type questions in the chat, or you can ask questions and she'll read them back to me, and we'll get them answered for you.
So Mike, we have a question about the windows. Are they the original windows, and are they single or double pane? I know they are the original windows, but I didn't know single or double pane.
Another great question. Most of these are going to be original windows. So what I'm touching right now is the original wood window, and there is a double pane that's been added after the fact outside. Now there's a few things that I want you to take a look at and to appreciate. So obviously I'm a realtor, so I do this a lot. We want to look at with old windows, do they open and close well? Do you see wood rot? Do you see condensation? I don't see any of those. These look really solid. I don't know if every window in the house, but I know this one in particular, I watched the painter a couple of weeks ago come through and give these a sense of paint. They're very solid. Now, a lot of folks these days, they'll buy these newer fancy windows and they'll put in, I never say this correctly, but the Muntins and Minions, these things right here, the grids. And it's fake. This is the real thing. So if I take a look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 30 individual panes of glass in just that one window. I mean, that is artwork right there. I love it. I'm not going to convince anyone that, you know, what kind of windows they should or should not have. But I know in my living room, in the master, or excuse me, in my living room with these big picture windows, I intentionally didn't do that because to me, that is art. That is real craftsmanship. I mean, look at, again, the crown molding. This is quite a house. Now, if you come into where the house has been upgraded, for example, this bay window right here, we have newer windows. We have newer windows in this room.
We also have a question if there's a security system in the house.
Okay. And Kyla, if you could check the property information sheet while we take a look. So to my knowledge, there is no security system, but the reason why I am hesitating on that answer is there may have been at one point, because I see a motion sensor in the backyard that was not connected to a light. So what we often see in resale homes is that there was some kind of system in place, but the recent user, you know, was not recently using it, so it's been abandoned. You might have some things in place. I think that the correct answer you're probably looking for is that there is no active connected security system in place. These appliances are on the newer side. Again, I want to thank you all for the question. We just did the first tour where I guided through the house. I'll continue and do that again, but this is the second half hour of the virtual open, and we're encouraging folks to bring your questions. Let me know what you want to see. So here's the dining room. Now, head to toe, the interior of this house has been painted. The ceiling, all this detailed molding. These floors were sanded down to raw wood. In the last 2 weeks, they were redone. This is Sherwin-Williams paint. The color is agreeable gray, and it's more of an off-white. It's definitely not overpowering. It's invigorating. It gives energy, doesn't suck energy the way dark colors will. The lower half is intentionally a white semi-gloss. I think it really makes the house pop. And the lower half is probably going to get dirty faster. So it makes it easier for cleaning those semi-gloss paints. Light switches that were anything that was older throughout the entire house was replaced in the last 2 weeks. as well as outlets. Old 2-prong outlets throughout the house were replaced with 3-prong. In the bathrooms and the kitchens where they were not in place, GFCI, ground fault interrupter outlets, were just installed.
So I just want to.
These windows, again, are newer because this is an addition. These are not original windows. Go ahead, Kyla.
Yeah, so just wanted to confirm, I did get confirmation in the property information sheet that there is no alarm system.
Thank you.
There's a question, is the house a single or dual zone AC and heating? And I believe it's single with a mini sunroom.
Perfect. Yeah. So it's the main portion of the house is single, and what we have in here is a mini system for extra heating and cooling, because this is essentially a greenhouse. By the way, the air conditioner is off right now, and I am comfortable, and it's a steaming hot day. There's also the supplementary electric baseboard heating in here in the winter if it gets too chilly. Thank you for the questions. Please bring those. Again, this is the second half of the open house. We're trying to be as interactive as possible. Questions will be read to me, or my assistant Kyla will answer those questions and types them directly into the chat.
Yeah, and I just recently put together a list of some of the major systems and appliances and what the ages of them were, so I can put that in here too.
This carpet was replaced in the last 2 weeks. Here's another door. The original wood fireplace, this has been converted to gas. So these old wood storage boxes on either side are now just convenient storage. Mantle was just painted. And this floor here is in great shape, so this one did not get sanded down. This is a lower office, built-in bookshelves. And there is a closet and there is legal egress. If you really wanted to, I guess you could put a little bed in here, or you could pull out those shelves and try and expand this into a bedroom, but it serves really well as a little office right now. And we've already done the garage, just to show a sense of flow. In a moment here, I'm going to be entering the basement of the house, and the cell service can cut in and out. So if it gets real bad, I'll either end it down there or move fast, or if it's good, we'll do the full tour. More built-ins.
We have a question about the sunroom area.
Mm-hmm.
Greenhouse, is the glass thermally insulated and tinted or straight single pane glass?
It is definitely not straight single pane. I do not know the makeup of the glass or if there's gas inside, but it's very, very well done, very well thought through. They didn't cut corners there. So every company has their own signature energy saver pane or gas between the panes. It's one of those. I apologize. I don't know what it is. This LED light was just replaced a couple weeks ago. So what this is a full bath on the lower level, but if you're entertaining and you want to use this bath for guests, you close that and it doesn't look like a full bath. They don't have to see your dirty wash and your shampoo bottles and all that. It's nice to be able to tuck it away. Okay, here's a lower level bedroom. Closet with shelving, new carpet, and new head to toe paint in here. And there's a bonus closet in this room, which could be used as a closet or just storage. Very nice. This is not your typical split. It's not boring and symmetrical and predictable. So you have 2 walkways to the lower level. There's that one right there. And then there's this one. This home just has tremendous flow. Okay, we're gonna head into the basement and we'll just see how cell service goes this round. All of this was just painted as well. And bookshelves with real nice storage. There's a separate laundry room with a utility sink. Cannot emphasize enough how convenient that utility sink is. This window really has been abandoned. It's not allowing any light in. Potentially it's beneath the bump out beneath the dining room. I don't know exactly where that is. Storage closet here, great for board games, etc.
We have a question about the square footage. If the sunroom is included in the square footage, the house appears larger than the listed 2,052 above grade square footage.
Thanks for the question. This is going to drive you crazy. It drives me crazy. It doesn't drive you crazy buying a house in Virginia. I think there's something not right with you. So in this area, unfortunately, we don't use square footage as accurately as, say, Manhattan, for example, where it's all about square footage. So if 1 inch of any level is even slightly below grade, it doesn't get counted. And this is a great example of a house. It's so choppy. 1 inch below grade is not much. So it's very hard to say, what are they counting the county when they count the public records and what are they not? The long story short is I do not know exactly what the square footage is. This is a much larger house than what is recorded in the above grade square footage. You're absolutely correct. By the way, I know we're doing a virtual open tour. The house is available to come take a look at. So please feel free to book an appointment with your realtor. Give us a call if you want to come take a look. Again, I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. We have systems in place to keep everyone safe. We have personal protection equipment, gloves and booties. We're giving the guests, no guests allowed during the virtual open. And, I think everyone agrees there's nothing more important right now than everyone staying safe and happy. Okay, so here we are inside the master bedroom. Excuse me, master bathroom. There's a door here that does connect, but this is not the only hall bath. So again, you can just close this off if you don't want to share it with guests. There's a large soak tub with jets. You can see there's a little wand right there. Stand-up shower, and this is one of 2 vanities. Around the corner, I'll show you another vanity. I'll do a little bit of a different flow this time so you can see. Here is the hall bath that your guests will use.
Mike, do you know what the size of the AC is in terms of tonnage?
I do not know what the size of the AC is in terms of tonnage. I apologize. Great question for a home inspector. Now, because of the era of the home, if you haven't noticed, there's just beautiful detailed molding, but even your doors. I mean, these are wooden doors with gorgeous molding. There has not been a home inspection performed. Okay, so we have 2 closets in this corner bedroom with shelving and curtain rods down below there. And this is round 2 of our virtual open house. We're encouraging everyone to be as interactive as possible. The first time I was self-guided. And this time it's all about you asking questions. So bring your questions, we'll get them answered. Here's the master closet with built-in shelving and rods. The entire house was painted in the last couple of weeks. Ceiling, molding, floors. This floor upstairs was the entire floor was covered by carpet. So this just got sanded and redone. Okay, so as I mentioned, that first bath we looked at was the master bath. And I really like the way this toilet and this pedestal sink are cut away. So you have a little bit of privacy. There's a linen closet here inside the bathroom. If you come in, we have a second vanity inside the bathroom. And everyone loves a bright, sunny home. So skylights here, skylights off the kitchen bump out.
Is there a fan in the master?
There is a fan in the master bedroom.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there's a ceiling fan. Yeah.
Okay, so most houses have a real awkward access to steps, maybe a little cubby hole you can crawl through or pull down steps. I absolutely love, and this floor plan just rocks. We have 2 steps, and I think you can get a sense of space, but just an incredible amount of storage up here. And I just walked under that attic fan that's blowing to help keep the house cool. And we never asked the seller, but this actually looks like this has been replaced not too long ago. That is just an educated guess. Okay, so we're creeping up on the hour. We have about 5 minutes left. So I'd like to ask, are there any final questions? Is there anything anyone wants to see? Would you like me to open a certain closet or cabinet for you? I really appreciate everyone showing up at this amazing open house on Bent Branch in Falls Church. I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. Happy to answer any of your questions. You can call me, you can text message me, you can email me. My assistant for a few more minutes. She is right now, and she has a desktop computer. We can quickly get your questions answered inside the chat as she's doing right now, or she can read them out loud and I can get those questions answered for you. This is a unique house, so I want to let you know that some of them were redundant, but in about 24 hours, we've got about 24 inquiries to show this property. So we have a lot of interest. There's a suggested deadline for contracts of 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Seller will be reviewing contracts Tuesday evening. If there's any questions at all, again, we're here for a few more minutes. Happy to get those answered for you. Thanks everyone for showing up and understanding that, in these unique times, we're just not able to do the old-fashioned open house, or not in a way that everyone feels comfortable. You can also go, if you click in the MLS, or I believe Zillow even allows it with all of my listings right now. I'm no extra cost to the seller. We're doing the 3D Matterport tours. So what we just did, you can go ahead and do that again right now from the comfort and safety of your own couch. You can actually just click with your mouse where in the house you want to take a look. You can look up at the ceilings, you can look out windows, you can go into the attic on that country front porch. Those 3D Matterport tours are excellent. We encourage you, again, if you want to take another tour, if you missed something, jump online there and get that checked out.
Hey, Mike, do you know what the age of the skylights?
I don't, but potentially we have that if there's the age of the addition. And I'm going to flip through the property information sheet. Maybe if you could take a look, Kyla, with me. We might be able to piece that one together.
The sunroom? I believe the sunroom was added in 2005.
Okay, so not that one, the one right behind me, right here. I assume they're talking about these skylights.
Oh, okay.
So the kitchen extension was in 1993. So I think it's going to answer your question, 1993. Master bath was 1995. They repaved the concrete driveway. Wow, in 2018. Sometimes as I reread this, I'm like, man, this is really a great house. The garage door was 2018. New insulation was put in the attic in 2010. And also, I'll give you some of the 2019 bills here. I think that's going to be helpful for planning purposes if you think this is going to be the right home for you. So in 2019, the average electric bill was only $168 for this home. So that should help you out with insulation questions. Average gas bill was $154. If you don't know this area, you're doing real great with bills there. It is vacant, so some questions just to help you out here is with a vacant home, sellers tend to like a quicker closing. We have had inquiries. Again, we've just had a ton of interest in this home. I think you can understand why. Realtors reaching out to me just saying that they should be bringing an offer non-contingent on financing or non-contingent on home inspections. And so it's probably going to be pretty competitive, but we encourage all of you, even if you can't do those things, there's a lot of ways to sweeten the pie. Talk to your realtor. Don't ever be afraid. I tell everyone, sometimes a buyer will tell me, hey, Mike, I want to buy a house, but I'll never get into a bidding war. And I just tell them respectfully, then you're only going to buy the houses no one else wants. Bidding wars are normal. And you will get them. You will get that house. Sometimes you might not get it on the first try, but you might the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or the first. So give it a shot. This is a great house. We had some great questions here. Great turnout today. Thank you all so much. Again, if we missed anything, you can call, text, or email me. Go ahead, Kyla.
Real quick, just because you're got a couple more minutes and you're standing right there. We had someone ask if you could spend some time in the kitchen opening the cupboards.
Let's do it. That sounds great. Let me flip this around here. Okay, so while I'm at it, the appliances are newer. And we have this double wall oven. I believe that's a slash microwave thing. They're becoming very popular. We see a lot of this these days. That's your garage remote control. Sellers are going to be leaving this appliance information with the house. Nice deep drawers. Most folks, this is the closet, the cabinet they want to take a look in. So let's open this one. Okay, so we do have these sliding drawers. And they're rolling very nicely. This house, it might sound silly, but as a realtor, I do this every day. This house works. It makes sense. It fits. I see a lot of houses that are choppy, that are confusing. This house has really good flow. The kitchen cabinets, they match the exposed beams in the kitchen, the LED lights, the way that light shines right down over the kitchen sink. It works. I do have a couple more minutes if anyone has any questions. This is a 4-burner. These outlets were just replaced last week, 2 weeks ago. And as you can see too, this has been replaced too in just the last few years. Okay, everyone, I think we are just about done. Thank you so much. I'm Mike Korin with Classic Realty. If we missed you, go ahead and call me, text message me, email me. You go to my website, mikekorin.com, to learn more about myself and my team and what we're doing to help everyone out, especially in these unique times, these virtual tours, where we're dropping off personal protection equipment at our listings. And I want to let everybody know the market is red hot. It is red hot. We've had a lot of fear. Everyone's experienced some level of fear in the last 2 months. We saw stocks drop. We did not see a hit in the real estate market with the current information. Guys, it's day by day, it's hour by hour. We are not predicting that. Rates are at an extreme low. We hit an all-time low in US history on mortgage rates 4 weeks ago. Supply is very, very low. And there is talk that real estate spring might come late this year. Maybe it's going to come into the fall. Who knows what that's going to do. All I can say is the market's really good right now. If you're a seller, you're having thoughts of selling, please reach out to me, obligation free. Be happy to walk you through our systems and what we could do to help you out. If you're a buyer, you have any questions about this house or any other house, message me too. Again, I'm Mike Korin. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye now.